help me, help me. And we knew that's not her voice. I didn't know what to do, right? Like, I don't know, I'm just shaking thinking about it.
From the ice-bound hills east of Springfield, welcome to the Dr. Kitsune, Odd Bob, Uncanny Coffee Hour.
Where we're always respectful, with a touch of impish irreverence. We tell stories with wit and wisdom and a little creepiness.
Well, hello there. How you been getting on? I'm Saoirse, the only one in the Uncanny Coffee Hour studio who can technically turn into a horse if the occasion calls for it. I help these two idiots, Dr. Kitsune and Odd Bob, to bring tales of the strange and stories otherwise unheard alive. Céad míle fáilte. Pull up a chair and I'll go and get the kettle on.
Brought to you this week by Dr. Kitsune's Shiny Green Leaves. Are you a colonizer out in the woods taking a walk?
That's mine.
Ever want to drop a deuce but don't have the right note papers to wipe with?
I'll meet you back here in a minute. I gotta go see somebody, Andy.
Just grab a handful of Dr. Kitsune's Shiny Green Leaves anywhere you go. It'll do the job just fine. Remember, always wipe front to back. Leaves of 3 or poop and pee. Dr. Kitsune's Shiny Green Leaves.
I'm itchy.
Get some.
I had a baby.
Get some.
And the colonizers took it. It was really sad.
So, what are we talking about this week?
This week, we're going to go super creepy. We're going to talk about possession.
Possession, like colonization?
Possession, like spirits possessing you.
You mean that little trick that Saoirse does with me every once in a while?
You mean when I influence you?
Yeah.
Pegging.
No, it's not called pegging, Saoirse.
Okay. Spirit pegging.
Spirit pegging.
Yeah.
I'm inside you, aren't I?
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can call it that if you want. All right, I'm good with that. So,
Careful with me puka piles there. You'll make a mess of them.
So I messed up. All right.
So
Happens to all good Tanuki.
is our first story
people.
then from Nevada when I was talking to Tom out there?
Yeah.
Cool.
You know someone who has a good possession
Yeah,
story.
he has a great story, although it scared the bejesus out of me and Niwa.
Be Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Well, that's what we want to do is pass on those stories. Let's.
Well, before we start,
Yeah.
what are you drinking?
Oh, yeah. We do that, don't we?
It is a coffee hour.
Yeah. I am having hemp milk
Of course you are.
with espresso and a little bit of maple flavoring.
Maple flavoring.
Yeah.
Like from a maple tree.
I don't know. I didn't look.
Crush up a leaf and stick it in there.
Hoser, eh?
I doubt it. It's probably all out of a factory.
Serple?
It probably put microplastics straight into my head.
That would certainly explain a lot.
And what are you drinking, Saoirse?
I am having a nocturnal spirit, you see. You shake some cold brew coffee and whiskey with ice, strain it into a glass, and layer the cream on top as usual for an Irish coffee. Yum.
A
Petrol.
nocturnal spirit. Remember, We don't have to live out the stereotype.
Yeah,
You don't always have to be drinking booze.
that's right.
I like me booze.
You like booze. Okay, you like booze. That's okay.
Yeah, I like booze.
Well, maybe she processes it differently.
If it weren't for my drinking whiskey, you'd nada have any Northwest IPA beer.
Okay.
All comes out the same way in the end.
Yep.
I've peed already. In your glass.
That is not where IPA comes from. Okay. How about you, Mitch? What are you having?
I am having a wonderful Papaver somniferum expressed drink.
So you're high.
Oh, I'm retired is what I am. I'm having tea.
Okay.
It's a tincture of Papaver somniferum.
Yeah. Good.
Been hanging around old groovy gonads there a bit too much.
That's for your back, right?
Yes, I'm having some really bad back pains right now, and have to go in March to see the surgeon.
Mm-hmm. Well, you probably shouldn't have tried to do what you were doing with that Sasquatch.
You idiot.
That would have helped. I'm sure that didn't help your back at all when you were. I heard a lot of grunting.
Sassy Squatch.
All right, idiots. The present time is a good time. Shall we start your pal's story?
Let's go right into that.
Okay. Yeah. Let's start there.
Okay.
All right. We'll be right back. Listen to this here.
Hi guys, my name's Com. I live here in Nevada, and it's great to be out here in the outdoors. So, I guess I have a. Do you want me to start with the story right away?
Yeah, or whatever you want to talk about.
Okay. I guess the story happened. I guess first of all, I'm not like a very, like, it needs to be proven to me, right? Things need to, very scientifical. It needs to be, logic involved. It needs to make sense, right?
Yeah.
And this type of stuff that happened to me, I would have never like imagined it. I would have never thought it was possible. If somebody else would have told me, I would have, shooken it off. But this happened. I worked third shift, and this was probably around my 20s, early 20s. I was still living with my parents. My girlfriend at the time was living with me, and my daughter was probably 2.5, about 3 years old. We were living. We had a pretty big house. We lived in the first floor, but my parents got a divorce, so then we decided to move up to the second floor. The 2 bedrooms were adjacent to each other, and there was a space in the middle that was really never used. And it was like, it had pipes there, so it looked like it used to be like a kitchen or something. So we decided to move my daughter up to that room because it was just, closer to us, right? Because at first she was downstairs in the other room. We had a monitor on her. But we wanted her closer, so we decided to move her up to this room. And everything was great for a while. But then I got a call at around, I don't know, maybe like 11 to midnight, that something was going on with my daughter, and she was, getting up out of bed, and just, strange things happening. And, I'm just a guy at work on third shift. I just want to get my shift done. So I just, brush it off and just tell my girlfriend at the time, just take care of her, and, it's not a big deal. Like, I can't leave work right now because, we really need to make this money, right?
Yeah.
So, nothing else happened that night. And I get back to the house the next morning. She kind of explains to me what happened, that she was just getting up and, saying, help me. And, I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm just thinking maybe she had a bad dream, right? She's just, just a kid. And so I go back to work, and the same thing happened around the same time. And this time I'm like, I got to go see what's going on. That's, you don't call for the same thing 2 times in a row if nothing serious is really happening. So I drive, because I worked almost like an hour away. So going home was like, it had to be something big for me to go home. So I get home and I go up to her bedroom, and she's laying in bed, but she's like swinging. She's like kind of like sitting up and swinging and sitting up and like laying back down pretty quickly and almost violently, screaming, help me, help me. And the thing is, it wasn't even her voice, right? It was more of like, it was like almost like a demonic, like evil type voice. And it was more like,
man.
help me, help me. And we knew that's not her voice. I didn't know what to do, right? Like, I don't know, I'm just shaking thinking about it. But I didn't know what to do. And as a parent, that's scary because you're supposed to know what to do with it, I guess in that situation, nobody does.
Well, no one really prepares you for that kind of thing.
Right. So I don't know what to do. And I'm thinking like something, like something's like possessing her or something's crazy is happening here. I'm not going to take her to a doctor. I don't know what to do. So first thing I do is we load her up into the car, and I'm just going to go to my grandma. She lives like maybe 4 blocks away, and my dad was there also. He was, so we rush over there. She's still doing the same thing in the car, just, saying, help me, and just like swaying back and forth. We get to my grandma's house. I'm knocking on the door. It's late at night. It takes them forever to come and answer it. And when she does, my grandma takes a look at her. She's still doing the same thing. And my father walks in the room, and she just snaps right out of it. And, is all happy and cherry. Hi, Grandpa. And like nothing ever happened. And we didn't know what happened. I had no idea. So, I started telling my father of like what happened, and, my grandma gave her this, like, my parents are all Buddhists.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma especially. So she gave her this Buddhist chain that was wrapped around like a gold string. It wasn't gold, like more like almost like yarn-like, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was blessed by the monks and all this stuff, and they gave her that to protect her, and we kept that on her the whole time. But the interesting is, my father told me that in that room, that nobody ever slept in that room, but in that room, in the upper corner on the I forget what side it was north something, but it had to be in that corner, and it was a little pedestal in the corner up very high. No women are allowed to touch it, and there was 3 figurines no more than 1 inch tall, and it was the what are those things, the do no evil, see no evil, hear no evil, monkeys up there. And he told me that he was raising spirits in there through those statues, and every day they needed to be fed at least 1 grain of rice. And since he moved out, that's what caused those spirits to act up and be angry. And then she was, young, so susceptible to it, and she was also placed in that room. So we're pretty sure that's what happened, because it stopped as soon as they saw my father, and if he was the ones that was, raising them.
Yeah, the one that was, were they ancestor spirits or?
I don't know.
Oh,
I've never gotten that far, but it's something to do with him raising those spirits and eventually not being there to take care of them, that aroused their anger. So that and I wasn't the only one that witnessed it. It was the entire family. It was, my father especially, because it's just weird that when they saw him, that's when it all just stopped and went away. And ever since she has that Buddha necklace, it's hasn't happened
she's
again.
been protected.
So,
Now, do you think he brought those spirits or those figurines from Laos with him when he came over here?
I think he did. And it was for him, like, according to him, if you fed them properly and you took care of them, they protected the
family,
house that we're in, right? So they just protected the family, and as soon as they weren't taken care of, then they were a little more aggressive, I guess is the way to say it.
Yeah, or lost, or needed help.
Right, exactly. Because they, that's what she was screaming. She was saying, help me, and it's the interesting thing is, like, that was not a 2-3-year-old's voice. That was not, it was definitely not.
Well, I still have chills going down my spine.
Man, dude, it's that made me a believer for sure, because you hear people tell stories about ghosts and things like that, and you brush it off, but when it happens to you and it happens like so close and it's so
Yeah.
so real, because it is. I mean, it happened. It's that brings it into a whole new light, and opens your eyes to what really is out there and what's possible.
So I want you to imagine listening to that story. A cold summer night in the middle of the Nevada desert with a strong wind going, a tiny thumbnail crescent moon in the sky, and a 400-year-old miner's cabin off to our right. And every once in a while you'd hear a stick breaking out in the desert just past the light of the lantern. It was a cold camp, so no fire to warm us. And my boy, Niwa, looked at me and he said, "Papa, can we stop? Can we stop with the stories tonight?" It was pretty damn freaky.
Yeah.
You two are freaky. Why do you think I burn sage every time you leave the room?
That's why I like to watch horror movies during the day, preferably with maybe some chocolate milk and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something, just a little fun to take the edge off of the fear. Never do it with edibles.
Time for shout-outs. Shh. Oh, louder. Okay.
Hey, shout out to Mike. Hope you're having a good time up there in Alaska teaching. I know school started again. And also shout out to Mitch up at the car sales up in Salem. Thanks for selling us that car. I told you I'd do a shout out.
Woo! You're still enjoying the car?
Oh yeah, Denise got this this hybrid CRV. It's a great car.
Nice.
She named it George.
Oh yeah, George CRV.
I don't know.
Huh?
Actually, the boy named it Georgie, or something George. I don't know.
I had a Ford Ranger for many years that I really, really liked. I named it Geordie LaFord. Yeah, it was a good truck. Except for when it got too hot. If it got over a certain temperature, it wouldn't start.
Coolant leak! Richard got a coolant leak in the engine core. I can't shut it down. I estimate 2 minutes to a warp core breach.
Then I'd have to push start it.
Shout! Shout! These are the people we would like to shout out. Jesus, that was lame.
Yeah, it was really weird. But anyway, I digress. And I'd like to do another profile. I thought that was a really good idea that Saoirse and her friends had last time.
Yeah.
I like the creature profile. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, let's do creature profile.
Okay, let's start a new segment.
Creature profile.
May not use that. I don't know.
Do a jingle. I'll get on the piano. Maybe we can make one good one this episode.
Come out, wherever you are.
Tell us all about what you are. Whether you're from here or the Nile. Now it's time for our creature profile.
Yeah, let's not do that ever again, boys.
So, creature profile.
Creature profile. We're going to do our creature profile.
What creature are we profiling today?
Bakeneko. I'm probably saying that way wrong.
Bakeneko, what?
No, not Bakeneko.
What did you say?
Isn't Neko cat?
Neko, yeah.
Neko is cat, right? Yeah.
And you said Bakeneko.
And I know what bukake is, and that is not what we're talking about.
What are we talking about?
Okay, then.
We are talking
Just
about...
going to turn those mics down.
So historically...
There. Now I can properly have Barnaby do the segment. My wee friend, if you would be so kind.
Of course, Saoirse. Today we are talking about the Bakeneko, or changed cat, sometimes called monster cat. The creature classification of the Bakeneko is a yokai from the Edo period of Japan. These are cats that transform into something even more sinister than they already are. The triggers are usually either living more than 12 to 13 years and/or getting fat, like over 4 kilos. That's all, just old and fat cats. Like those ones in DC. Sorry, I just get emotional with everything, you know. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, the telltale tale. The tail on these creatures will transform to an exceptionally long tail. And this is the which why many Japanese owners historically bobbed their cats' tails, you see, to prevent the transformation.
Ouch. That'd make an onion cry.
Do you have any stories about the Bakeneko?
I do. I'll do it now in a minute.
Ah, I see. Good call.
Listen closely. On the mist-choked shores of Sado Island, there lived an old woman whose only wealth was a calico cat. She was forgotten by the world, sharing her meager rice with a creature whose eyes watched her unrelenting.
Do not leave me,
the old woman would whisper, clutching the cat's fur.
In this cold world, you are all I have.
One morning, the cat was gone. In its place stood a girl. She said her name was Okesa. Her skin was the color of cream, and her kimono moved like silk. She never spoke of the cat. She spoke only of death. She traveled to the mainland, her beauty becoming a legend in the tea houses. The coins she earned flowed back to the old woman, enough to buy 1,000 lives of comfort. But Okesa had a secret that smelled of old salt and dried blood. A sea captain, a man of loud voice and shallow heart, became enchanted by her. One night, after a night of heavy drink, he woke in the dark. He thought he could catch a glimpse of the lovely Okesa through a sliver in the sliding door. However, he did not see her, but a shadow that filled the room. A massive feline shape huddled over the banquet remains. The sound of crunching and bones snapping that echoed in the silence. Suddenly, the creature turned its shaggy head towards him. He fell back from the door in shock. Its eyes were smoldering coals, centered by ink-black slits that swallowed the light like an abyss. The teeth within the huge maw, needle still red from the bloody feast as it spoke. "If your tongue speaks of this," it hissed, the voice vibrating in the captain's very marrow. "The sea will be your shroud." The next day, the captain reached the safety of his great timber ship. Surrounded by his men and the vast open ocean, his courage returned. He laughed, a hollow, mocking sound.
That Okesa?
He sneered.
She is a monster. A beast in a silk skin.
The wind died instantly. The sea became a sheet of black glass. Then, from the center of the sky, a cloud descended, formed not of vapor, but of fur and cloud. It swirled and shrieked around the ship. Then the crew helplessly watched, paralyzed, as a giant paw, larger than the main mast, reached through the gale. It did not take the ship. It did not take the cargo. It took only the captain. Once its rage was quelled, the sky broke through the clouds. Seconds later, the sea was calm. The ocean was again still. But the captain's scream was still hanging in the air. The yaw's a wooden deck. There was nothing left but a single orange and black tuft of fur.
Yikes! That's a good story. Should we let them back on air? I have to see a man about a very small horse and replenish my empty cup.
There you go. You got it?
Hey, welcome back to the second season of
The Uncanny Coffee Hour
with Odd Bob
and Dr. Kitsune
and the lovely Saoirse.
And Gracie the dog.
and some gnome-looking dude that's around here somewhere. Sometimes it'll possess the captain, steer them off course.
Arr, make way for those rocks over there.
Or it will slowly replace the crew one by one.
Nanyo desu ka? Damn cat.
I liked my version better. Cats can be scary, you know.
Well, they walk with a foot in both worlds.
Yeah. Yeah, they're assholes.
Well, I don't know.
They can be.
They can be.
Yeah.
The Kate-shi aren't, but we have a Kate-shi at our house now.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't know what
That's
that
another
is.
story for another time.
Oh, okay. Do you keep track of all these stories for other times?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. The sea is a lonely place. I do not enjoy it.
Yeah.
When you vomit for 12 hours straight,
Do you like it?
the sea is a lonely place. I do not enjoy it.
You ever think about how much just vast ocean there is underneath of you and what would happen if your ship went down?
Yes, I do not enjoy it.
So that's a no to becoming a sailor.
Well, I can't swim,
Me either.
but I'd swim for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I started vomiting when we were still in between the jetty spits. We hadn't even crossed the bar yet, and I started vomiting.
Oh,
They said, "Oh, this is going to be a long ride for you."
So I'm confused. Do you enjoy being at sea?
All right.
All right.
That was
Anyway, yeah, so here's another story. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but here, enjoy it. Boop, boop.
Ding, 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 ding.
You absolute idiot. You're going dotty. Here is a wonderful submission from your cousin.
Hello, my name is Sarah Walker, and this is my story, Twins. This is from Weird Fiction Quarterly. It's a quarterly you can get, and it's full of basically flash fiction, which means each of the stories is exactly 500 words long. Exactly. So this is from our Ghost edition from winter of 2025. And once again, my story is Twins. His grandmother told him of his dead twin the Christmas Eve before his 10th year. When you were in her mother's belly, your twin tried to eat you, she said, eyes glittering blackly in the firelight. He did? But you were tougher, and you ate him instead. She poked his chest with a bony finger, punctuating each word. Grandmother, Cecil's father gasped. With all due respect, I've asked you before and I ask you again. Please don't tease the boy. Cecil's grandmother was always saying stuff that she wasn't supposed to say. She pinched her mouth and looked at Cecil. Cecil knows that I was only having a bit of a chaff, she added, and then whispered, and he'd know that too if he had a sense of humor. She motioned towards his dad and winked at Cecil. Cecil forced a smile. She did tease him regularly, but most of the time the jokes weren't funny, nor were they really jokes. This made him suspect that what his grandmother was insinuating was probably true. Was she secretly trying to warn him? So that dark Christmas Eve after supper, he began to search for evidence of the twin in his own body. Though he tried to be thorough, and was even helped by Cousin Roderick, all he could find was his own skin, teeth, and hair. No ghost of his long-dead twin hiding in his body. "I don't see anything," Roderick said in a stuffy-nosed, received pronunciation accent. Cecil nodded as if that was okay, but as soon as Roderick was gone, he still searched. And he searched. And he searched. After midnight, he finally gave up and went to bed. He was dreaming. Lost in his grandmother's manor house, a great black dog chased him this way and that. No one was there, though, and the doors were all locked. Finally, with nowhere left to go, he turned and shouted, "Go away!" The dog now close enough that he could really see it. It wore his own face. The thing lunged forward, growling with supernatural glee in its blue eyes so very like his own. And the voice was that of the dog, but mixed with his grandmother. "It's just a joke, Cecil. Just a joke. Don't you hear?" And it began to eat him. He awoke. Still night, the house was preternaturally silent. Dry-mouthed, he walked up, past the mirror to get to the water jug. But with the full moon, the house became less dark, and now he could see himself in the mirror's reflection. He almost screamed in surprise at seeing the eye, but his own hand muffled him, possessed, moving of its own accord. What he'd seen in that mirror would sear into his brain like a red-hot poker pressed into flesh for the rest of his life. He'd seen an eye on the back of his neck, an eye very, very much like his own. With a sudden tug, he felt himself pulled down and inside into himself. It was dark here, so very dark. He could not breathe. "Welcome home," his brother's voice came. "Now it's my turn." That's the end of that story. So the whole point of that story, we were doing an M.R. James kind of take. So basically everybody gets a theme, and then and sometimes we have like a writer that we're kind of emulating. And in this case, it was a writer named M.R. James who primarily wrote in the 1800s and was the provost at Eton, of all things. But that's what he's remembered for, are his wonderful, horrible ghost stories. And possession stories and just plain creepy stories. And so that's why my story took place in the English countryside. But anyway, I hope you enjoy, and check out Weird Fiction Quarterly. We're on Amazon, we're on multiple sites, and we would love to share our weirdness with you.
Among other places, you can find the link to Weird Fiction Quarterly on our newly renovated website. Your line now, Shorty.
Oh, yes. www.uncannycoffeepodcast.com. I've been enjoying the games section especially.
That was pretty friggin' awesome, I think.
Yeah, it was rad. It made me think of you instantly because I think you should submit a story.
To what?
To the Fiction Quarterly. The Weird Fiction Quarterly.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, all stories are true. None of my stuff's fiction. It's all true.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
I got to publish it as fiction or else I'd get sued probably.
I added a link on our website.
Okay, great.
So anybody can see it if they want.
Aren't we going to go out there and pay her a visit also? Aren't we going to?
Yeah. I want to go out to the coast and see my aunt and my cousin and, talk about things and stuff. Junk.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Weird stuff.
Yeah. So thanks, Sarah. Thank you very much. Anybody that has any submissions, feel free to send them in to us via the website or any other ways that you communicate with us. Psychically, it's a little bit harder for us, but otherwise, yeah. Somebody's calling with a submission right now.
Very cool. Thank you, Sarah. That was really great.
Yep. Well, I got other stuff to do.
Me too. It's like time to switch from tea to whiskey.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Got a bottle of single malt at home I'd really like to say hello to.
Yeah. We all have our loves.
Well, I think that's all the time we have for this episode of the Uncanny Coffee Hour. We've unraveled quite a few threads today. If you enjoyed the conversation, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review. It helps other seekers of truth find their way to our table.
If you don't leave a review, I might just have to follow you home and rearrange the silverware.
Don't mind the puka. She's just looking for an excuse to travel. And a huge thanks to my co-hosts and to all of you listening and to our executive producer.
All right. Keep your minds open and your head on a swivel. We'll be back with more legends and lore later.
Until then, stay strange, mortals.
Sláinte.
It's sláinte.
I thought I said it right.
You did.
Cilantro.
That was good. That was cilantro.
Yeah, sláinte.
Then she's just giving me shit. Cilantro. God damn it. Saoirse.
Thanks for listening. Join us next time for more uncanny chats and coffee and tea. You can find out more about us, read show notes, and get your uncanny merch at www.uncannycoffeepodcast.com. Until next time, remember,
never whistle at night.
Record everything. And above all else,
remember, we are not all monsters.
Thanks to all of our listeners out there.
Uncanny Coffee Hour is produced by
Bob Masson
and Mitch Kyoto Kitsune.
Executive producer Gracie the Wonder Dog.
Uncanny Coffee Hour is copyright protected by all laws, foreign, domestic, and ubernatural by the Unseelie Court.
I don't think I've ever sang a song with Mitch. No, that's a lie. There's been times when we were drunk and we sang songs.
We were young and drunk.
Yeah. I want to sing and dance. I want to sing and dance.
I want to be a pirate in the Pirates of Penzance
with my
tight, shiny buckles and my tight, shiny pants.
That's right. I remember. Now I remember.
Oh, we're sorry for
that.
It's
all coming back. All right.
Yeah. Time to go.
Later.